My guest today is Lisa Messenger, owner and creative director of the Messenger Group, a brand engagement agency that specialises in custom publishing. Welcome to In Her Shoes.
Thanks, Susie.
Thank you for joining us. The business is almost 10 years old, and it started out as Messenger Marketing.
Yes.
It's now the Messenger Group, and it's an umbrella organisation for a number of companies. Tell us what that looks like.
Well, there's 7 companies in the business now. We actually added 2 more in our 10th year. Why not?
Why not, indeed?
Yeah. The first 5 are primarily marketing and publishing businesses, so print brokerage and publishing and magazines and books and so they all fall, and Messenger Interactive. So yeah, marketing and publishing businesses. And the last 2 are actually property and styling businesses, because that is my latest passion.
Okay, so there's a couple of different things going on there under that one group.
Yes.
When you started the business, was it a plan to have a portfolio of businesses?
No.
No, that wasn't the design?
Not at all. It was just to keep my head above water and just, have one business and love what I was doing. And it actually started as a sponsorship agency. So, it's gone down a very, very different trajectory.
So what are the things to consider when you decide, oh, there's another opportunity, that could be its own entity? What do you need to consider? Because I imagine there's some risk with doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not adverse to risk. I love risk. I think I think with me about 95% of what I do is gut and intuition, and about 5% is calculated, research, and it kind of works. One of the biggest thing is, and we were talking about this just this week, is I'm so grateful for the team that I have created, or the people that I surround myself with, because it's quite extraordinary for an entrepreneur to be able to sort of just say, okay, now we're doing this, and now we're doing this, and they just all jump with me and go and love it. And a couple of my colleagues have said, that's an enviable position to be in, because so many people as an employee will just think, well, this is my job and this is what I'm going to do. But my team just go, let's jump in and do it. And I think that's been one of the things that, they share my passion and we manage to do it together. So that's what's exciting.
I think what has to underlie that is a wonderful vision that the others can get enrolled in.
Yeah.
And knowing you for a few years that I have done, I know how vibrant you can make that vision. How do you communicate that to your team?
Look, I think, well, there's actually a few things, and there's probably something that precedes that, and that is the biggest thing for me is being open to opportunities, because they are everywhere and the market is completely changing and morphing all the time, and I think you need to be able to jump very quickly and adapt to that. And I think that's what we've done. So we identified, from initially sponsorship, we then saw an opportunity with books, and we saw an age-old industry, and I think this applies to anything, and being able to just turn it on its head and take a different direction. And I think with that, it's very juicy and it's very exciting, because you kind of go, this is cool, it's something different. And then from there, people started saying to us, once we got a reputation in the marketplace, we know you print offshore. Excuse me. So rather than, and then they were saying, can we have your printer's details? And rather than sort of saying, well, no, you can't, because that's where we make our money, it was much easier then to create Messenger Print Brokerage. So then you sort of say, well, yes, we've got a business that deals with that. So a lot of the marketing and publishing businesses are just natural adjuncts to the first business, if that makes sense. Messenger Interactive deals with all the online, so once you've done a book, you want to turn it into an ebook or an iPhone app, or you want to do some Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn and all that sort of thing. So that business kind of looks after that. So it's just a natural progression to be able to siphon existing clients into other businesses. The property businesses are just something that I absolutely fell in love with. About 3 years ago, I started investing. I can't believe we worked together all those years ago with Robert Kiyosaki, and now I'm finally putting some strategies into place.
It's great.
But yeah, and I just fell in love with it from the word go. So I've been playing a lot in that space in the last in the last 5 months I've bought 3 properties, and that's been just a huge journey and a great learning curve. And yeah, so from that, people started saying, wow, can you sort of help us a little bit with that? So again, it crosses over. We're doing a series of 7 books in the property sector at the moment. I'm bringing on people like CBA and Gadens and Deloitte and a whole lot of great partners, really talking about and helping to educate the consumer. Because what I realised was, you know, because I'm so prolific on Facebook and all sorts of other networking medium, people start saying, how do you do that? Like, and I want to help other people and impart the information. So I guess those businesses have naturally come from that.
And if we look at you as an example for those of, you know, who are watching this episode, it is, you know, looking at what am I already doing that I do well that I could be doing for another that may be a potential revenue stream.
It's just, I think for me, it's about, you know, talking to my broader colleagues and networks and getting the feedback, and people will say, wow, that's fantastic, how did you do that? And some of it you just want to help people and say, well, I'd love to mentor you or help you with whatever it is that you want to do. But some of it you go, okay, I've been asked this on a number of occasions now, let's actually turn this into something tangible that is a business, you know? And because why not? And it's all about passion. And to be honest, it is our 10th year, and last year, being the 9th year, I came to a wall. I kind of went, I've been doing this for so long, you know, what is it? Do I need to go and, you know, sit on a rock somewhere for a year or, you know, and meditate? Or do I, you know, jump back in and find something within the business that really excites me again? And I chose the latter, a little bit of the former as well. And, you know, so I had to refine that passion and really get reignited around it. And so for me, it's just being open to opportunities and having lots of different things going on.
Let's talk very quickly about, you know, you said you took a break, you had to recommit to the business. Perhaps some strategies that have worked for you in, you know, it's different when you start a business to when you're in that 8, 9, 10 year point. What could you share with those watching about what helps you keep your head above water and motivated and passionate? You have a lot of energy. I'm sure anyone watching can see that. But how do you keep your head in the right place?
Yeah, I suppose I've really gone down quite a big personal development journey for the last 7 years in particular, and you know, a lot of that has been soul-searching. Last year I went to a raw food vegan commune in Costa Rica, which was an interesting experience. I'm not in a rush to go back. But I guess I put myself out there and I explore lots of different things. I've done a lot of cathartic work, a lot of different personal development things, just questioning, you know, I don't want to be one of those people who wakes up in another 5 years and goes, I'm still doing the same old thing that I'm doing. So I'm always checking in with myself and what's important to me and what are my values and what are my beliefs, because I love business. It gets me out of bed every morning and every day kind of feels like Christmas, but it's also, is that the be all and end all, you know? So I'm constantly looking for that. I'm not going to say work-life balance because I think that positions work as the enemy, but you know, that holistic viewpoint. Yeah, but sometimes it's difficult to find that passion. Right now, and this year, the space I've been in, I made a very conscious decision at the beginning of the year that, you know, this is my year. I turned 40 at the end of December, and I struggled a little bit coming up to that, and it's the business's 10th year, and I thought, I'm going to give this a red-hot go. So, but a lot of it is surrounding yourself, as I said before, with an amazing team who really believe in you, and you know, and we have a lot of tears in the office and a lot of love and dance-offs, and we all really share each other's energy, and it's kind of become like a family, and it's very raw and it's very real, and I think that's what kind of keeps me grounded and keeps me going.
Great. Well, congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
And thank you again for joining us.
Thanks, Susie.